So I'm listening to this and I'm thinking, if we have to pull back and we have to be kind of alone, it sounds kind of like a lonely path.
Yes.
But human beings, we're not this kind of an animal. We like the comfort of other people. We like companionship. We like that connection. So is this not a lonely path to enlightenment?
Enlightenment is the, again, inward, backward journey, and it's internal, right?
Yeah.
Um, so when we start to go back, then we have to kind of detach from the world,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and that's that. If you are always hanging out and fueling each other, then that is like ego self coming out and expressing in the world, sharing things. It's ego self, uh, and again, truth. To figure out the truth, it starts being lonely, because once you become lonely, you can create a silence in yourself. Then once you invite silence, then we can, if you're interested, then we can start to look in.
Right.
And that doesn't mean that you have to deny the where you're living and isolating yourself to the cave, mountain,
Yeah.
seeking
You
the
don't-
gurus to go there.
Yeah.
We don't have to do that. Yes, you create a time to be lonely for a while, figure out, do the math on your side to see what is true or what is not.
Mhm.
And then there is a plenty of hours to be part of the world again. So you are not you're not abandoning everything to be lonely.
Right.
Again, moving in a parallel way, you have to function in the world, and then there is a part you have to be lonely. And being lonely is to figure out who we are.
Right.
But you know uh, it's not, you have to be lonely right away. It's not that, because it's, if you try to be lonely, rejecting everything right away, then it's like it's like throwing the ball against the wall. The harder you throw it, the harder bounce faster back to you, kind of stuff.
Right.
Especially when we have a conditioning being part of the world, and fun all the time, and denying that, throwing that out, and trying to be lonely, it's not going to work, because our body and mind is conditioned in a fun way, and trying to be lonely alone to figure out who we are. Yes, you will be okay to be lonely because your ego is so strong to be spiritual,
Mm-hmm.
and you will hold that one. But after some time, when your mind starts to reveal that conditioning, we bounce back to the fun again.
Right.
So it's not right away. And not throwing everything out from life. Yes, that we have a functioning world, and there is an individual journey, trying to be lonely to figure out who we are. Silencing ourselves just to see the mind, how the mind works, and how the mind tortures us, and ultimately we have to dissolve the mind. So that's the journey. So loneliness is needed, but not complete loneliness, that we throw the friendship away, throw the things away from life.
Okay.
Even after enlightenment, once you wake up, you have to be part of the world again.
You better be, yeah.
Uh,
Or you're dead.
Otherwise, you're just waiting to die, kind of stuff. So it's you have to be part of the world again. So the truth journey towards figuring out who you are is actually a natural process. You cannot force, you cannot control to wake yourself up. You do a little bit of work, and the work builds up. You create a rhythm in yourself, and eventually you find the flow to be with yourself more than with the world.
Right.
And then you start to build up that rhythm to, okay, you are enjoying being lonely now. You're enjoying seeing the differentiating. You enjoy dismantling, and ultimately that enjoyment of dismantling will help you break all the barriers in you inside that holds you in a to be limited. You
Right.
break that all, you know.
Wow.
So so even again in the beginning, loneliness, uh, you know, just to create a silence to figure out and be part of the world again.
Right.
So walk in a parallel until there's a time comes in, you know, and then you cut down all the unnecessary linking with the world.
And then it's kind of the great reset.
Yes, and ultimately, once you see who you are, then your mind starts to rearrange itself, and then you only align with the essentials in life,
Right.
rather than too much fun. That fun is actually killing you. You know, losing yourself, losing, your energy, spilling everywhere.
Right.
So reset is a rearranging of the mind, and the reset means you see who you are first.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's no reset. So you see who you are, and then seeing who you are makes everything fall in its own place.
Got it.
How to interact with the world and how to participate.
Okay.